Hello. You know this is every week now.
Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, welcome to our eighth podcast, maybe. I
Yeah.
think that number's right. I'm your amazing host, TrX SoLuTiOnZ,
And I'm the amazing co-host, better than the host, Censorious.
starting early.
In a streamer, you know what I'm saying?
How does he automatically just say he's the co-host? And I've been what I mean? Like, I ain't even got to introduce myself, and he started stuff already. That's just unbelievable. But yes, it is me, Mallet, gracing your ears once again with my wonderful voice. You know.
All right. So before we start, I have gotta announce we have a new, not really new, but updated merch. We now have our official looking logos on there instead of just the old SRMG. We got the nice looking lion on the hats and
fire.
And the like, I don't know what you would call it, the official logo. Would you call that the official?
The fire logo.
The fire logo.
Heat logo.
Logo. Yeah. It is dope. You know what I mean? Like,
it's the Fuego.
Fuego.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's stupid. Don't say that ever again. Let's just make like a deal.
I'm gonna have to get me a couple of them shirts though, because they come in like multicolors too. Be having them in like red and gray and blue and black.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Oh, we got green now. Ooh.
Yeah, they're heat. Go buy them. What is the website? Store SRMG.com, I think.
Yeah.
Shop SRM.
Shop SRM.
Yeah.
G.com.
Or if you don't remember that, like we don't, you can just go to the SRM Gaming website and do it.
That is true.
I'm just saying, don't categorize me in that we. I know.
Oh god.
Oh god. So how's everybody's week been?
So far, so good, I guess. You know, I'm alive.
It's been sad. I have finals and I want to cry.
Same.
It's hard. Math is difficult. It's just not fun, It's not fun at all.
I'm about to get my first A in math in like 8 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That is horrible. Horrible.
Yeah. TrX, I didn't know you're so stupid.
Help with math, you just let me know.
Hey, I'm in calculus.
I'm in pre-calculus.
See, look at that. You can help each other out.
Yeah, exactly. You should help me out, TrX.
Calculus is so much easier than pre-calc.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Like, oh my god, pre-calc is so terrible.
Math is fun.
Calculus is fun. Especially,
I like math better than science, so.
Oh, that's not right.
Oh, no. No, that's not right.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Math is always right. Science always isn't right. It runs in theories.
We don't need to
math
about subjects.
No,
now.
math comes to an exact conclusion. Science doesn't.
I mean, sometimes it does.
Not if you have an imaginary answer.
That's true. That is very true. You can have an imaginary root, or you can have an imaginary.
But then isn't that called a theory? Which, in a sense, isn't the right answer. It's just a guess.
That's not theory. I don't think.
No, it's not a theory. Like, that's an actual thing they teach you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I. That's the variable for an imaginary number.
I suck.
Yeah. It's so weird. Like, math, just over the years, has gotten just so weird.
Yeah.
I don't even. Like, when I was younger, I liked it just because it was easy. But now it just makes me want to, like, cry.
My mom always asked me, why did you used to do so well in math and now you don't? And I'm like, well, see, before we were multiplying and dividing. Now we're finding integrals to figure out areas of curves.
Right. Like, I don't know. It's not easy and it's not fun.
See, I don't see it like that. I just see it as easy.
No. If you saw what we had to do, no.
You got to think. I've taken calculus, pre-calculus. I've taken university physics, university calculus. I'm good. You just have to understand that when you're doing math, it's stuff you do every day. So just don't worry about the letters. You do math. What you do for calculus, you do every single day, whether you're playing video games or you're freaking walking down the street. Most of this stuff is everyday stuff. You just don't realize it.
Yeah, but it's very difficult and makes it into something I don't want to do.
It becomes difficult when you got to start thinking about what you're actually doing.
Yeah, like I gotta, they make me not want to walk down the street or play video games anymore because of how difficult these formulas and all. Okay, if we're being honest, who thought of these formulas? Like actually,
people 1,000 times smarter than any of us combined.
Exactly. Like, how do you think of these things?
Because they decided to sit down one day and be like, yo, if I throw this rock, it's going to hit that area in X amount of feet with X amount of force. That's what they said. So then they decided, so to figure out X, I got to do this. And that's what happened.
Yeah, I don't like that. They should take that out.
And then they were like, so if I draw a straight line, that means that this straight line is not the same distance as this curved one, even though they start and end at the same point. So who's going to figure out but somebody had to figure it out somehow, right? So it was like X over Y equals 12 times pi squared. And then that's how we got what we got. I don't know. That's math.
Yeah, nobody likes that. I haven't even heard that formula you just said. So I really hope you just made that up.
I'm lost.
Me too.
You get university calculus. It gets fun.
I know. I don't really want to take university classes just because of how hard they're going to be. But
I mean, some of the classes are.
Yeah, some of the classes are. So I don't know if you guys saw, but I think he's the newest Fortnite member. In his application, he said he went to something called early college, which is a thing I go to as well. And it's pretty much this program that I think it's only in my state. I'm not sure though, where you go to a high school. However, you also you'll take this test, kind of like a placement test type thing. And you'll see if you can take college classes. And it's not like an AP thing. It's like you're actually in a college environment and that sort of thing. And it's a lot of fun. I like it. And I'm in 2 right now. And they're 2 university-based classes. And they're not hard. They're actually easier than my high school classes. They haven't been that hard. And I don't know why.
First year of college is definitely easier than high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's intro year to college. It's not even a year of college.
Depends on where you go, because my brother goes to UNC, and dude, he has been having it rough. I think he's getting a degree in computer science or something like that, and he has had a rough year. It has been so hard on him. So
yeah, I did computer science.
Yeah, some things like that. I understand it's going to be super hard on people and stuff. So I think it just depends on what you're trying to get a degree in.
Yeah. What you're doing? Sorry.
You can go.
Well, I said what you're doing, your pre-college courses. They did that when I was in New York City. I did university physics and university calculus when I was in 11th grade.
Yeah.
And then when I got to 12th grade, I took speech and what was the other class? Can't remember, but I took speech class for sure and did all my college courses for speech and everything and my university physics, so that when I went to my freshman year of college, I didn't have to take any of that. So I only went to school for my freshman year. I only took 4 classes because I didn't have to take my prerequisites or anything because they were already done.
Mm-hmm.
And it was freaking dope. But computer science is boring as hell.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like. I dropped out of computer science and switched over to business management because computer science to me was too boring.
Really?
It's about. I mean, you write programs and stuff like that, and I guess just the way I was being taught wasn't fun. Like I know how to C++, I know network, I know JavaScript. I
Yeah.
can, write and design programs and stuff like that. I don't never did it professionally. I just always do it for fun. But I've been learning I learned how to do that back in 2000,
Uh-huh.
Thank you for the
2001.
follow, Rage.
Thank you for follow.
Sorry,
Thank you, sir.
Continue.
Nope, fine. And that's basically what I did. Like that, I learned everything. I did like a year and a year and a half of computer science, and then just changed my major to business management. And I just couldn't do the computer science. Like I would go into class and my teacher would be like, "All right, so you're gonna write a program, okay?
Mhm.
Any program? Yeah, just write a program." And that's what we would do for 45 minutes.
Ooh. Yeah, that sounds like a boring way to teach it then.
Programs, but it's just like so monotonous. Like after a while, like you just go into class and
Yeah, I
once you
understand.
learn everything, it's like, oh, so go into this program and see what's wrong. How can you fix this? How can you make it better? Can you improve on it? Can you change the program completely and make it something different? What are you going to add to it? Like it was like a pop quiz walking into class every day.
Mm. Yeah, I think depending on your teacher for like anything really sets the mood on how you like something. Because
Yeah.
my I'm taking like university level, I'm taking American history and Spanish. And American history, I hate the class just because of the teacher and how he teaches. But my Spanish class, I love it because of the teacher. So I think it's definitely because of how the teacher does the stuff that it just sets of what you think or how you're gonna feel about the class.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Like it, and especially if it's something that you don't already like, but it's like a class you have to take, and then just having the teacher just suck even more, or just
Oh,
suck.
that's
Yeah, that just
torture.
makes it terrible. It's just, whew, it's like classes. They're either really, really good or they're really bad. I've not really had any classes where it's like okay. It's either super good or super bad. I don't
I
know why
feel
that is,
that's
but
been my whole life in class.
yeah. I either have loved it or I've hated it. And yeah, I guess there's some classes where I tolerate them, but it's not like my favorite thing in the world to do. Like to go to the class or I mean, it's okay. I mean, that's really the best way I can put it.
But that's with everything in life. You either love it or you don't. You
I
like it
know.
or you dislike it,
I know. Some things you kind of have to do. I mean, classes you have to take, and I don't. I don't know. Like, I want to whenever I do transfer over to a 4-year university, I definitely want to do something related to computers or something like that because I've been around them my whole life, and my dad he was in IT, and like I've just always been around them, and I just want to like just do it professionally, I guess, just because of the what I've loved for them. But my biggest fear is what you were talking about, Malad, is you just go into the class and you just hate it because the teacher sucks or it's just a bad class or you just figure out that it's not for you. Like that's something I really don't want to happen. But if it does, I mean, it's whatever. I'll
There's
find
a
something.
there's a really good website that you can use, and you put in your school and classes and stuff, and it tells you like every single teacher. There's
Yeah.
comments from students. There's ratings.
You mean about the teacher?
Yeah,
About Rate My Professor?
maybe. I think
Yeah.
so. Is that the
Yeah.
one that has the how do I say this nicely? The attraction meter.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not
Oh, let me
sure.
see.
But
'Cause-
that is the site that I have used to see how my professors were. The
Yeah,
professor that I
I
really
think Rate
liked,
My Professor's the more professional site.
yeah, I think so.
I don't remember any of my old teachers' names. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't. This is definitely the website I've used before, but it doesn't have.
Yeah, it's a lot more professional website, but I know what you're talking about. I've used that before. A lot of the comments are pretty funny because like you see the people who just really hate their professors and people who like love their professors. I think it's pretty funny.
Oh, I think Colton just showed something he was not supposed to.
What was it?
It was the tweet deck of.
Yeah. That was not supposed to be shown.
Oh god.
Pretty positive about that.
I don't think there was anything. Yeah, there's nothing there. That's too bad.
Yeah, nothing. We'll be all right.
Yeah, no top
And I mean,
secret stuff
you know,
there.
And I mean, if it's somebody's social security number, they'll be all right.
No, they don't have that up there. They have social insurance number. No one cares about
Oh,
those.
yeah. Then they'll
Those
be
are
all right.
useless.
Yeah, they'll be all right. But if it's some of ours, social security,
You gotta sue them.
Nah, we'll be all right.
No information is useless.
It'll be okay. You know, identity theft is not a joke, but it's okay.
It can be a joke.
Well, I mean, that was kind of a reference, but
Yeah,
I
I
didn't know
know.
if anybody caught it. Oh, hey, appreciate it.
I forgot what the thing was. What it's called.
The Office.
Oh, I was thinking from an advertisement.
Yeah, no, The Office. See, whoever's on the SRM Gaming website or on the Twitch, just put it in
That's
chat.
Colton.
See, yeah, Colton understands. Colton is my favorite.
I've watched The Office before.
No, you haven't.
Wait, unless it's after Drew Carey left, or not Drew Carey. Wait, is it
What?
Drew Carey.
Hold
No,
up,
wait,
I'm
okay,
confused.
wait,
I'm so
wow.
confused. Hold up,
Steve Carroll.
Wow.
Steve Carell. Yeah,
Yeah, Steve Carell. I don't know how you pronounce it.
yeah.
But
Oh my
yeah.
god, I've been watching.
No,
a
that was
lot of-
before. That was
like,
way
news
before.
You were lost. What time zone? Are you okay?
I
TrX?
was not.
Hold on.
Oh, I remember that episode.
You should have went back to that time zone. You should have stood there. You could have watched some good TV and good movies. You know.
Hey, I watch good movies and good TV.
Office is the best show.
It is.
Not
Oh.
the UK version. UK version is weird.
Who here watched last week's episode of Arrow?
Nobody did.
Actually, Mallet
Not me.
might have.
Not me.
Bro,
Not me.
it
I
was
wait to the end of the season. I wait to the end of the season, and then I binge watch the whole season in one
See,
day.
That's what I usually do, but I couldn't wait for this season. This is by far the absolute best season.
Is there any?
And I
good
do that with
ones?
every TV show.
2 or 3
Like, I don't care if it's Game of Thrones or whatever. I do that with every show. I cannot go week by week. That's just.
I usually do it too. I couldn't help myself.
Is that-
I'm waiting on The Flash. I don't really want to watch that week by week.
The Flash. I watched the first 2 seasons, and I just could not get into it anymore. It just lost my interest. It was not as good.
I'm not looking for. I mean, I've watched every single season, but like, what? Like, I don't know. The way they ended the last one and the new season, I just
Wait, what are you talking about? Flash or Arrow?
Flash.
Oh. Yeah,
Did everybody watch the ending of last season?
No, I did not.
I did.
I have not seen it since season.
It's been out long enough to where you could spoil it.
You could spoil it. I don't care.
So yeah, I just don't know. Like his daughter, like really, like when did that ever happen?
I watched the first 2 episodes of this season. No, I think I only watched the first one actually. Yeah, I think I only watched the first one. No,
And so, like, how does she become a speedster? Because you're not born. You can't be born a speedster. That's just not possible.
I got no clue. They probably explained it, but
wait.
I haven't
What
watched.
was your question, Malin?
how did Barry's daughter become a speedster?
Comics, man. You should know that. You're the
Yeah,
one
but you
out of
you
I'm
gotta.
assuming it wasn't in the comics.
It's exactly. Thank you. It is. He doesn't have a daughter in the comic books ever at any time in any time zone or any timeline. He never has a daughter.
Well,
So
I
I'm
will say
confused,
this.
like,
I will say this. She came in and said, "I made a mistake." So maybe something happened to where the timeline got messed up and he had a daughter somehow.
that's
The
Barry's
timeline
fault
messes up in that show like every other episode. That's why I don't watch it anymore. Because
because
that's
it's
all
his
the
fault.
plot is. It's just like
But that's okay. So if you ever paid attention to the Flash comic books, Flashpoint really does exist in comic book lore.
oh yeah, I know that.
And the
I've
time
actually
paradox.
read that.
Yeah, like so everything that's happening in the show has existed. Like in the first 3 seasons, everything that has happened has existed in comic book.
Right.
Some of the metas that he faced aren't all in the comic book, but that's part of the show. You got to make up characters to keep it going. But
Yeah, I understand.
season 3, season 4 just like threw me off.
Yeah.
So
Season 3 threw me off. I got like a couple episodes in. I just wasn't interested. Like
I mean,
know
season
Flash
3 was good, but it's just I don't know.
I just think that after season 1 and season 2, it just got a little too much. And like season 1, the first time I watched season 1, and this was like I knew nothing about the Flash at the time. I mean, I was like, dude, it was like amazing. Like it was so good because I didn't know anything. All the stuff, all the
it's all brand new
plot
to you.
twists. Yeah, all the plot twists, like that actually happened to me. I was like, wow, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the second season, it was kind of like that, not really. And then the third season, like a couple episodes in, they like try to have these plot twists, but it just didn't hit it for me. And I don't know that much about the Flash. I don't read like a lot of comic books as like anymore. But I just don't. It just doesn't have that same feel for me, I guess, as it was,
I
as
understand.
it did. It doesn't feel as good as it was.
Because by the time you get to the third season, it's like, oh, it's another main villain for the whole entire season.
Yeah, and season 3, I like Savitar in season 3. I think it was season 3, or was that season 4?
That's season 3.
Yeah, I thought that was like weird as hell. I thought that was kind of stupid.
What did you figure out who Savitar was?
Yeah, I figured that out, and that's why I thought it was
pretty
really
dumb.
weird. I thought it was.
I understood though, because all right, Savitar exists in the comic, and
yeah, I know that.
When you see how Savitar is created, he's created in the same way as in the show.
Yeah,
it's because in the future, the world's going to get destroyed, and Barry creates multiple copies of himself to overcome.
Yeah,
one of those copies decides, I'm not going to do what you want me to do. Like, I'm not going to. No, like I'm not going to die. I'm not. No, what's the whole point? So he basically went on his own and lived within the Speed Force and learned that if he can go back to the beginning of time and recreate who he is, he can become a god.
Right.
And in the comic, it's a lot different. Like in the show, he destroys Savitar and that's it. It's the end of Savitar. It's not like that in the comic book.
Yeah,
it's more like
in comic books, like everybody, if you die, you come back like the next thing. That's why, like, death isn't that big.
The thing about you can't kill Savitar. He exists everywhere.
Right.
Like in the show, he was trying to accomplish that, but in the actual comic book, he does. The thing is that Barry winds up trapping him in a time of space where he can't get out.
Mm-hmm.
So he's never dead. He's trapped.
Yeah.
So he becomes non-existent after a while in the comic book lore. Like you forget about who Savitar is.
Right.
Which kind of sucked.
Yeah, because there's this one YouTube channel. It's called I think it's called Variant or something like that, and they talk about like comics and that sort of thing. And I just watch them a lot. so I don't have to, buy and read a bunch of comics.
Mhm.
And it's interesting, like, because I think can't people like you said when he was trapped, that's can't speedsters like be trapped in the Speed Force? Is that what you're
Yeah,
referring to? Okay.
yeah. You can be trapped. Like the Speed Force can trap them in there
Mhm.
themselves. Like the Speed Force can stop them from getting out at any time.
Yeah, right.
Or you can trap them in there with technology, or like
Mhm.
how he did it was he created a hole of space within the Speed Force.
Mhm.
So he created like a black hole in the Speed Force, and Savitar lives within this black hole.
Right. Yeah, like I didn't like the Savitar villain thing, and I didn't like how Barry couldn't know or do anything, or else Savitar like would know or whatever. But
Yeah.
season 2, I think I don't know. I think season 1 and season 2 just had the best plot twist, especially for me, because I'm not
I
like you. Like, I
agree.
don't know that much.
I
Like
love season 1.
season 1, it was like a couple episodes in, you see the fake Harrison Wells, and you see
Yeah.
him go into his little time capsule room thing or whatever it's called. And you see him, start talking to that lady, the voice robot thing, and you see that he's Reverse Flash. And you're like, oh my God. And it keeps building that up over the episodes. And then you see eventually how the Flash group or Flash team, whatever they call it, like
Team
they start to
Flash.
Team Flash gets a little suspicious of him, and they think that it's weird and stuff. And everybody was like, oh my God, and stuff. And you see how Team Flash, they're like, yeah, something is not right with this guy. I mean, there's something that is just not right with him. And, they go and they find the little room or whatever. And that big plot twist I remember in that episode was Barry was talking to the voice girl or what, I don't know what her name was.
Her
Gideon.
name is Gideon.
Gideon, yeah, right. And they
Do
were
you know that
asking
she is
Gideon.
also the same computer that operates in DC's Legends of Tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, and Barry was asking Gideon to do these certain things and stuff. I was like, wow, Gideon is being pretty compliant, for being the fake Harrison Wells, like person or whatever. And then,
Because Gideon
he's
was
like,
created
yeah,
by
I know.
Barry.
And then he says, why are you doing this? She's like, you created me. And I remember I freaked out. I thought that was so cool. I thought that was crazy. Like that and the little newspaper thing of Barry
Yeah.
going missing and how it showed that Barry and Iris get married and all that. I thought it was so cool. I thought like, ooh, that first season, like when I first, man, it was so good. And I just don't I just don't feel that anymore. Like season 2, I think definitely, I don't want to say it had better, but it did have very good plot twists as well. At least for me. I think so.
Zoom is definitely one of my favorite villains.
Oh yeah. Zoom. I like Reverse Flash a little better, but they're
Yeah.
both really good. I mean,
See,
they're
to me, it's
both
always Reverse
really
Flash,
good.
because like when you look into season 1, like basically, so this is how I feel about this Flash. When Earbound Thorn goes back into the past and he gets stuck and he needs to recreate the Flash,
Yeah,
it's kind of like rewriting everything we know about the Flash.
I know.
Because Earbound Thorn, when the Flash was originally created, Earbound Thorn was never around. He was never there.
Hmm.
So it was like he went into the past to kill him, winds up recreating him. So in point, what we're watching in the Flash is basically a different timeline than what's going on in the comic book.
Right. Isn't in the comics, isn't Eobard Thawne like this big like fangirl over the Flash or something, and he somehow
No,
becomes a
he's the
speedster
Reverse
or something like
Flash.
that? And
He
yeah,
is
but
the
then he like becomes the Reverse Flash. Isn't that the like that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
no Earbound Thorn. Like he became obsessed with the Flash
Yeah,
because
that's what I kind of meant.
yeah, it was more of an obsession. He was
And didn't he like take something from the Flash Museum or whatever? And then he was
yeah.
like, he got the Speed Force or something, and he was like, "Wow, this is super cool." And then he just
It was
somehow
a
became
residual. It was
Flash.
like a residual energy of what was left from something that he took from the. I can't remember what it was, and so he was able to access the Speed Force.
Right.
And when he was able to access the Speed Force, he was like, "Ooh, I can do this." And to him, it wasn't going to be any fun to be the Flash. Why would you want another Flash?
Right.
You know, like that was the thought in his head, I guess. And I kind of get the concept of that. It's
Yeah,
like, what if
I
there were two
understand that.
Spider-Man? You know, or you wouldn't want two Supermans. One of them's got to be good. One of this.
Yeah.
So I understand the concept of how he came about and everything,
Hmm.
and how he wanted to become the Flash, and that's what gets the rivalry. After a
Yeah.
while, it's like, all right, I want to be better than the Flash. Now he doesn't just want to be the Flash, or like just be better than him. He wants to get rid of the Flash. He wants to
Yeah.
be the only Flash,
Hmm.
But it's kind of like the Batman and Joker thing. I can't kill you because if I kill you, then there's no more fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I get that.
and that's the difference between the Reverse Flash and Zoom. Zoom
Yeah.
wants to just destroy. Like he doesn't really care about anything. He doesn't care about
Mhm.
Speedster. He doesn't care about nothing. He doesn't care about whether you live or die. He just
Yeah.
cares about himself. He's very selfish that way. Reverse Flash just kind of just loves having fun with the
Hmm.
Flash. I don't get it. It's weird.
Yeah. Zoom, like in season 2, whenever like they showed us that it was not. It was. He said he was Jay Garrick, but he was the other dude. I don't remember what his name was. I was like, wow, because that dude was like in love with Caitlin Snow or whatever, and just to see that he really didn't care and wanted to take over all the worlds and stuff, like or all the Earths, like the number of Earths and stuff. I thought that was super cool. I
Yeah,
think that was awesome.
I love that concept, of the multiverse and them bringing that in because the multiverse comes into play more in Flash and Green Lantern than any other
Yeah, I
DC.
know.
You get a glimpse of it when you start getting into Superman and Darkseid and him having to travel into different dimensions. But with the Flash, there's always been that multiverse.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I totally get it because with all the Earths and everything and time travel and the Speed Force and all that, I get it why it's really big in the Flash instead of other people. Because like making it big for like Batman would just be kind of stupid.
At least we're
I,
all giving examples on why Arrow is the superior show.
no, we're not.
Well, Arrow has nothing to do with the comic at all whatsoever. It is a complete rewrite, a complete revamp.
Yeah, but it's a good show. It's a much better show than Flash.
It's the best out of all of them. Like, if I had to think of all of the reality, like, superhero shows ever created, first one to me comes Adam West's 1970s Batman, and then comes Arrow.
Arrow's so good. Oh my
Like,
god.
to me, Arrow's that good.
Arrow is.
The reason I say it is because, there's too much, like, I kind of get agitated with Arrow within the first, second, and third season because in the second and third season, Speedy, the character, is way different than Speedy, the comic book superhero. Like, it's his girlfriend, and then it's his sister, but before it was his sister, it was her boyfriend. And so, like, Speedy is 3 different people already. And then.
Well, no, Roy wasn't Speedy. He was Renegade. Or no, he was Armory.
No.
He was one of them.
He is supposed to be what the heck is his name? The Red Arrow. The kid that joins because they do there's it's called.
Well, I'm saying in the show he's not Speedy, he's Renegade.
They call him Speedy in the first season.
No, they don't.
That's his nickname.
He's not.
That's her nickname before she even puts on the hood, and she keeps that name because that's her name. Like her childhood name has always been Speedy.
We're talking about two different people.
No, we're looking. All right.
Because, all right. So before she puts on the red suit, Roy does it.
Yes.
Roy, they name him Renegade.
Roy Harper in the comic book is Speedy.
Right. In the show, he's Renegade.
They never give him a name in the comic and again the show ever.
Yeah, they do.
Not in the first season. He comes back when he comes back the second time, and I think that's season 3 when they put the arrow through his chest because they're trying to kill the Green Arrow, and he puts on the mantle again, and then he comes back again in season 5, and they try to kill him, and then she puts on the hood again.
I swear he's called Renegade. Hold up. I gotta find this.
I've watched like 3 episodes of that show, so I have no idea.
I've seen every season except the newest one and season 4 about 3 or 4 times.
And that's why I'm like, how are you going to name him Roy Harper and then not name him Speedy? You're going to give him the name of the character Speedy, but then that didn't make sense to me at all whatsoever.
Oh, no, his name isn't Renegade, it's Arsenal.
There you go. And that, I don't even know, like, why did they give him that name?
It says in the comics he's also called Arsenal.
In the comic book, and then it says after a time he renames himself the Red Arrow. That's how I know Roy Harper, as the Red Arrow.
Okay, yeah. He starts off as Speedy, then becomes Arsenal, and then Red Arrow.
Because there's like this group where it's like Kid Flash, Red Arrow, Nightwing, like all the sidekicks, all the first generation sidekicks of all the main superheroes form a group together. This is before Teen Titans and all of that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I just can't remember what it's called, but I specifically remember Red Arrow and Kid Flash being in that group.
Is it called the Renegades?
Oh my god.
Well, no, because I see
I don't know.
Here.
I really don't know, to be honest.
I read it about 5 minutes ago. Oh, while we're covering... Oh, never mind. Nope. There is a group called the Renegades.
Oh.
It has nothing to do with him.
It
does,
but that group. I've heard like at least the name Renegades. I don't know what it's for though.
They kidnapped Felicity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, it's the Titans. The original Titans. It's Kid Flash, Robin, and Aqualad, and Wonder Girl. Before they were the Teen Titans, they were called the Titans. The Teen Titans is with the Robin, that's Jason Todd. That's the Teen Titans. Because the original Titans is with Dick Grayson's Robin.
You're talking about the amazing DC television show, right? Titans?
That's
I've heard that show terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That show sucks.
I want to watch it so badly, but I'm not paying like $25.
Yeah, isn't it?
My friend has the whole like first season downloaded on his PlayStation, and I was watching the first 2 episodes the other day, and it was not worth it.
Oh.
The first episode is like it's Raven, and she's being protected, or like I think I watched the 5th episode. It was the last episode I saw, and like Dick Grayson's in it, and he's a cop.
What?
He's not like it's just so dumb. It's just so dumb. Raven's not an alien. She's from Earth, and I mean she does have that evil spirit within her, just like she does in the anime and in the comic book. But she's not an alien. She's an Earthling.
Yeah.
Cyborg's not in this for the first season at all whatsoever. So it's like, I mean, the original Teen Titans, he is an original member. He's a starting member of the Teen Titans. How can you not have Cyborg?
because they already put him in the terrible Justice League movie, so they went too far.
I don't. One thing that I don't understand why DC has all these different universes. I think that's so dumb. Like, because they have the DC, the universe DCEU. They have the Arrowverse. Then they have the Titanverse thing, and then now apparently Joker not a part of DC.
No, okay, so all right.
Oh, and
I
they
get
also
what
have
you're
the
saying.
Gotham thing. And they have the Gotham thing. That's completely separate.
You see, but Marvel is the same way. The difference between Marvel and DC is that Marvel knows how to separate everything.
Well,
Um,
everything that
um,
Marvel's done is in the same universe.
Yeah.
no,
they
no,
don't
no.
really
But
do
this
it
is what I'm saying.
well.
Like, look, there's the Green Arrow has his team, and it's the Green Arrow universe, and the Flash has the kid, his squad, and it's the Flash team or Team Flash, and it's their kind of universe. If you thought about it like that, X-Men, X Factor, X Force, Avengers all operate in their own universe. However, the difference between Marvel and DC is that Marvel knows how to intertwine. It's like when you buy a blanket, you don't want to buy a cheap blanket, right?
Right.
You want to buy a blanket that's going to be good, it's going to keep you warm. You want to buy Marvel. That's what you get, quality. You don't want to buy DC. Like, they don't know how to intertwine their characters correctly. They've been fumbling that for years when it comes to movies. When it comes to the comic books, it's a little bit easier for them to intertwine because there's so many different things that they can do. Like if you're going to do a Superman Flash, mashup, there's so many ways you can go about that. Is it going to be a multiverse mashup? Is it going to be within, something that happens in the Flash area of the comic book? Or is it going to be something in, Superman's comic book lore? Or is it just going to be a whole new timeline or a whole new comic adventure that you're creating where it's just going to be Superman and Flash adventures? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And X-Men, so easy. They all live in the same damn state. Spider-Man, X-Men, Daredevil, Kingpin, Hobgoblin, Green Goblin, Venom. They all live in New York City. They see each other every day. You know what I mean? So like creating a Daredevil Spider-Man mashup isn't hard because Hell's Kitchen is in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Spider-Man goes Manhattan. Punisher lives in Manhattan. So like these people are going to consistently run into each other. So, let's go ahead and create a comic book where Punisher is fighting Bullseye and then Wolverine comes out of nowhere. Yeah, that's plausible. We can do that. You can't do that in DC. They all live in different areas of the entire nation. One's in Florida, one's in freaking Kansas. Another one is like by Detroit. Another one's in California. So they don't run into each other. Like Marvel's just so more. I feel like Marvel's more professionally made compared to DC.
Yeah, but they are. Thing I don't like about it is just how they have it set up where everything is so like, okay, why is it that they're making a Joker version movie that is not a part of the DC thing? Because nobody liked Jared Leto's Joker. He was terrible.
Joke. Oh my gosh, horrible
and
Joker.
The new guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name. But there have been pictures of him that have leaked and some videos and stuff, and he looks like he's gonna be a good Joker. If he's gonna be on Heath Ledger's level, nobody really knows. I mean, is there? Probably not.
I think we should just stop with Joker. It's
Yeah.
kind of getting redundant. It's like Superman. You killed Superman. You done did Superman rebirths like 4 times already. I done seen 5 different Superman people. Like I'm tired of seeing different Jokers.
Well,
I love that they went with Bane. We never had Bane until The Dark Knight. You know what I mean? Like that was different.
Except in that god awful Batman and
Yeah. And then you go with like the Scarecrow. Oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah,
Batman Begins was awesome.
You see, honestly, the big problem with the DC movie thing, whatever DCEU I think it's called, is the fact that the director of like all the movies, Zack Snyder, was so stupid. Like he had the dumbest ideas, he had the dumbest things, and none of it was right. Like,
But he's the person who also did the first X-Men movie, right?
I don't know. But do you remember in Batman v Superman where it showed the Jason Todd Robin thing, right? Do you
Yeah.
remember that? Apparently he said that was Dick Grayson and not Jason Todd.
It's okay. So I thought it was Dick Grayson, because how are you gonna have? It just didn't make any sense to me. Like, if there's gonna be a Robin, you got to start from the beginning. You can't start from the middle, unless you're gonna have a backstory to fill that in. And that's been DC's problem from the beginning. They start throwing characters at you without giving you a backstory. So then they got to mash up all these characters into one so-called movie, and now you're watching crap.
Yeah, it is. It was just, it wasn't good at all. Wonder Woman was pretty good. But I have heard that Aquaman was really good. That's what I've heard.
I thought Aquaman was really good. From a lot of people who went to see it, they said it's a great movie. It's the best that they've made. And this is from what I heard from people who have watched, like, even the old school Superman movies. It comes that close to Christopher Reeves. They said that this Aquaman movie probably can give original Superman for its run.
Really?
Now, for those who have never watched the original Superman, if you watch it now, it's kind of cheesy. It's kind of whack. It's not the same graphics or the same, how can I put it? It's not green screened. Everything's kind of like ropes. You know what I mean? Like it's
practical effects.
But it's so freaking dope. Like, you watch that movie today and it's like, damn, yo, that's a good rendition of Superman for the 1970s. You know what I mean? Like, Aquaman is said that the story is that nature, where you're not engulfed in all of the, how can I put it? Like, all of the eye candy of the movie. The storyline is what actually keeps you. They said that it actually has a good storyline. So I'm looking forward towards it, because William Dafoe is one of my favorite actors. So
yeah, it's I have seen parts of it, and I saw it when I was really little. But I mean, yeah, definitely for its time, it was really good. Definitely, 100%. And that's why I kind of hate it. Like, if people now, like, you are growing up in this Marvel area where everything looks so real, it's like, how is it going to get better? Or you can see when effects just look really bad. And I mean, everybody can kind of see when effects look really bad. I know last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, when we were talking about Justice League and how those effects were bad. I mean, everybody knows about it. Everybody dash about what was his name, Steppenwolf or whatever. I mean, everybody, you can see how that CG was bad. However, if that was in the 70s, it would have been like amazing for the time, because back then, like you were saying, everything was so practical and on ropes and that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, but then there's also a lot of things that come into it as well. Like, you can have the greatest. I mean, like, Justice League is a perfect example. You can have $1 billion budget, be able to put out the greatest show, and because the storyline sucks, your movie sucks. You know what I mean? One of the greatest movies Arnold Schwarzenegger ever did was Total Recall. You know what I mean? And that movie was like one ahead of its time when it comes to sci-fi. And it didn't have great graphics, but the storyline was awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Justice League it had terrible graphics, and it was a bad story, and it was just the whole DC EU thing is just not in a very good position. So I think that also kind of had something to do with it. But
They just rushed everything. If they would have taken the time to give more development.
Yeah, I don't like how they just rushed right into a Justice League movie. I wish they would have made like a Flash movie and an Aquaman movie and a Shazam
I mean,
movie,
they could have made a
then
Justice
did a
League movie.
Justice League movie.
The thing about it is you went and you did Batman versus Superman.
Yeah,
okay,
I think that was a bad way to start off. I think that was the thing because it's the first movie. Why would you kill Superman in the first movie of your story? I think that was the dumbest thing they could have done.
I don't think it was dumb to have them in a movie together. I think it was dumb to have them face off together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think so.
When Batman, and when you look in the anime, when Superman first meets Batman, he meets him because he has to go to Gotham because he's chasing after the Joker.
Right.
In the comic book, Batman meets Superman because Superman comes to Gotham as Clark Kent, not as Superman, as Kal-El. Right. And he's writing a story, and they run into each other because Superman, of course, when something happens, has to save the day and runs into Batman. Right. So it's not like, oh, I don't like you, I'm going to beat you up. You know what I mean? It was like they met each other. They were both fighting crime. I do things my way, you do things your way. We kind of don't get along. That's it. You know, it took years in comic book lore and years in the anime for them to ever even go against each other and fight each other. And Superman got affected. You know, you skipped at least a decade of comic book stuff you could have done before that movie ever happened.
Yeah, definitely. I also don't like the fact that they started off with Batman being so old because he's in like the 46, 45, like something like that in the first movie. I didn't like that. I think that was a stupid idea. I just think Batman v Superman as a whole would have been better if it was in like 4 or 5 years after they started, and if it was just not so stupid, because there's some pretty dumb parts about that movie. Like,
no, I completely agree. Like, I think they should have done, like, Doomsday should have been the next Superman movie. Just Doomsday, period.
Yeah.
Because when Doomsday comes out, he destroys the original Justice League.
Yeah.
And that doesn't have Batman. It doesn't have Wonder Woman. It doesn't have the Green Lantern. It has Booster Gold, plus, minus, people you probably never even heard of. And you know what I mean? Like, ever in comic lore. And they're just unknown people in the original Justice League, and they get smashed by Doomsday. And then Superman dies. You know what I mean? So that gives a reason to start delving into the Justice League, because now who's going to take the mantle after the first Justice League got destroyed? That's when Batman comes in. That's the Flash. That's the Green Lantern. So you first have Doomsday before you have the Justice League that we know of now.
Right.
And to put all of that in one movie was just dumb.
It was just way too much. They tried to rush so much, because if we compare Batman v Superman to Iron Man, because they both started their own universe or whatever, so I think it's a pretty fair thing we can compare to. Iron Man, I recently watched Iron Man again, and when I watched it, I felt like if I had, like, I remember watching it so long ago, I thought, wow, this was so cool. Like, what could they do next? And you see how Tony Stark, he grows up, and you've seen over the years how he has matured a little bit. You saw in Civil War, especially, how he was like, yeah, maybe what we're doing isn't right. And with Batman v Superman, I mean, specifically just the DC universe thing in general, it's just not, I don't get that feeling. Like, at the end of Batman v Superman, when they killed Superman, I was like, okay, like he's gonna come back the next movie 100%. I mean, like they're not gonna kill Superman in their first movie, you know. And I don't think it was smart for them to kill him in the first movie because that Superman story like is loved by people who play comic or people who read comics. People love the Superman death storyline. They love that, and the fact that they kind of wasted it on something so stupid, I think just
Yeah.
ruined it from the start. That's what I think. Like ever
I mean,
since just it's
I
downhill.
kind of agree with you, but then at the same time, you have to also know that Batman and Superman are movies that have been done before. There was never Iron Man movie, never Captain America movie. You know what I mean? There's a lot of movies that they've never made. We never had an X-Men or Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, or none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So Marvel kind of had a blank slate when they were starting. You know, when they were doing Batman and Superman, they would kind of try to do something that was different. And I get it. I understand. You wanted to do something different. Awesome. The thing is, first of all, you got Ben Affleck to play Batman.
Yeah, that was not a good. And you know what? Ben Affleck he was actually not as bad as people were thinking he was going to be. People were thinking he was going to be the worst Batman, and he was not as bad as people were going to say. But the problem with him is the fact in Batman v Superman, he was he was dark and stuff, and you saw that, and you saw he was dark and he was like Batman. And then in Justice League, he's the one who's making jokes and all that sort of thing. And I don't think that was smart at all. I think that was so stupid how they switched it. And I know they switched it because they did another director. I don't know who it was. Whoever did the first Avengers movie, did reshoots of the Justice League. So he probably added it in there because like that's kind of what he's known for. I think his name is Joss Whedon. I think that's his name. Josh Whedon, maybe Josh, something like that.
Josh Whedon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's who it is. And I think that Warner Brothers just has not been doing because I mean Marvel, they've been playing it smart. They've been I feel like whenever they, make these scenes and these movies and these extra credit things, they're looking more into the future. Like with I think it was the first Guardians movie, they showed the Infinity Stones. They showed or gems since that's what they're in the comics or whatever. But they showed all those. They showed what they did and all that sort of stuff. And it wasn't just because of the plot of that movie. It was the plot of just Thanos and everything. And you saw ever since the first Avengers movie in the post-credit scene and in Age of Ultron's post-credit scene, you saw that Thanos was pretty pissed off and that you saw his build-up over time. So I think that just Marvel is just being a lot smarter with DC, and I think Marvel just has the best of the best people like doing all their stuff. I just don't think that there is a way DC can really compete now. I mean, unless they turn like everything 360 and maybe they're gonna make a Flash movie, and if they do, are they gonna just hit reboot? Maybe. I think if they do that and they switch up a couple things that nobody likes, it will be like that. And I know they are making I'm pretty sure they're making I'm not sure.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, who knows if with Flash it'll be just like the TV show. Hey, run back in time, screw everything up so everything's different and just rebooted. I mean, I would honestly not be surprised if they did that because of the backlash that it's gotten and how everybody says Marvel was better and how the DC movies
I just have
are just
faith in anything DC does right now.
yeah.
That's To me, that's just I have no faith in
Yeah, me
anything they
neither.
do. The next Batman movie is probably gonna suck if they ever
Mhm.
do another Batman movie.
Yeah.
I think that if they're not gonna progress in doing because everything's at a standstill. They fired the actor for Superman. Ben Affleck's gone.
I heard that report that they fired him was bullcrap. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard something like that. Like
Wait,
saying,
firing who?
the guy who plays Superman, whatever his name is.
Oh,
But
Something
I don't
Harvey.
think that's true. I don't think that's true. I've heard
Yeah,
I
it's
heard
true.
somewhere
He's
that
not.
report was false because he like posted something on his Instagram and was like,
He
"Yeah, I
didn't
should
want to
do it," or
leave,
something like that.
but he's done. Like he didn't want to not go,
Yeah,
but something personal happened behind the scenes, and so
yeah,
he's gone.
I understand that. Yeah, I guess I kind of do have to hit reboot. I mean, honestly, I mean,
I don't have to. The thing about it is that if you're gonna continue and you're gonna go forward, because you have to go forward with Superman and Batman. You
right.
you can't stop. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You need everything else to catch up to them at this point. So if you're gonna have a Justice League, and why Cyborg is in the Justice League, I don't get the stupidity of it. I don't get the understanding of it. You already did a Green Lantern movie, so it would have been easier to just have a Green Lantern. Anyway, I think that they should do a Green Lantern movie, and it should be not a revamp, but a passing of the lantern from Hal Jordan to
Oh
the
yeah.
new guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
if you do that, at least it gives you the ability to redo a Justice League movie
Mm-hmm.
because he is the second version of the Justice League.
Yeah.
So you still have
100%.
Wonder Woman, you still have Batman, you still have Flash. However, you got to add in Man Martian. You can add in Hawkeye, Hawk and Hawk Girl if you wanted to, giving you as DC another opportunity to do other movies with other new characters that people have never seen before,
Yeah.
like
That's what they're
Hawk
doing
and
with
Hawk
like
Girl.
Shazam. Like not a lot of people have heard of Shazam, and I'm
But
hoping it's
why
going
are
to be
you
good.
doing a Shazam? Like, I understand you're doing a Shazam movie, but it doesn't make sense either that you're doing a Shazam movie at this point. Because, yes, it's a new superhero that you're bringing in and you're introducing, but you spent so much time marketing the Justice League that it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's like the Suicide Squad movie. It
Oh,
could
that
have
was
been
stupid.
so much better. I
Yeah.
mean, it was dumb. I love Will Smith, but it was stupid to have Will Smith play Deadshot.
Yeah.
Dumb as hell.
It was
I was
really bad.
it was hard. The Suicide Squad movie was horrible. Another rushed DC movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. It's they rush to do something because they're trying to keep up with Marvel instead of pacing themselves and doing what they basically do best is introduce new characters. Marvel hasn't introduced new characters like as far as the movie scene goes, the newest character is going to be Mrs. Marvel.
Yeah.
Not many people know anything about her. Everybody else, we've been knowing about them since the 80s. Wolverine, Doctor Strange, the whole Fantastic Four, the X-Men. We've known these characters already.
Mm-hmm.
DC has always introduced new characters from the beginning. And it's time that they get back to that, bridging them with their original characters to bring those Batman fans to watching other DC characters, hoping that, hey, maybe Batman may do a cameo, Superman may do a cameo. This may build into another movie, so I have to watch this movie because it may tie into the next Superman or Batman or Flash movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they have to do.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And like, if I can think of that, why aren't they thinking of that?
You know, honestly, people have been asking that same question since Batman v Superman came out. And it sucks because everybody has wanted a Batman v Superman movie forever. Like everybody has wanted one. And then They finally make one and they just screw it up, and it's terrible. And I hate that because it was just so dumb what they did in the movie and how they've reacted to it since. That it was just. I mean, they
That
can't.
happens to a lot of movies, though. Like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest, I was disappointed with G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed with those G.I. Joe movies. They could have been so much better than what they were.
The first one was good.
The second one was trash.
Yeah, the second one was pretty bad.
I hated the second one. Oh my gosh!
They
Like,
killed off my favorite guy in the first 2 minutes. Like, I think it was the first 2 minutes.
just I was so excited. I saw the first one. It was pretty good. I was kind of mad that the characters weren't introduced, in the right way. But it's G.I. Joe. It's what happened. The way it is. I don't know. When it came to that second movie, I don't think The Rock should have ever been in that movie at all.
Wait,
I
was he
love
in the
that
movie?
The Rock was in the second movie.
Was he? I don't even remember that.
He was the main character. How do you not remember that?
Bro, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a while. I haven't seen G.I. Joe.
Rise of Cobra is the second one, right?
Yeah. No, that's the first one, isn't it? The first one's Rise of Cobra.
Well, this one has The Rock and the Thing, so I'm assuming it's. Oh wait, no. Oh, that poster was wrong. Yeah, Retaliation is the second one.
It's the second one. Yeah, Rise of Cobra is the first one.
Yeah.
And Retaliation sucked.
I haven't seen those movies in so long, so I honestly have no idea.
I seen the first one like a week ago because they were showing it on cable, and then I only remember the second one because of watching the first one. So.
Oh. Gotcha. Yeah, honestly, I didn't realize this, but we've been talking about movies like the entire podcast. I feel like that happens every week, like, honestly.
Well, I mean, I love talking about movies. I could talk about movies. I could probably talk about anything all day, honestly.
Yeah.
There's a Magic Mike live show.
Huh?
Oh, what?
You know the movie Magic Mike?
Yeah.
Oh my
It has
God.
a live show.
Oh no.
Magic Mike Live has opened at London's Hippodrome Casino.
Oh no.
Ridiculous.
I only know this because I was trying to figure out which actor died that I liked in Retaliation, and I think it was Channing Tatum.
Man.
And this popped up.
Gosh.
Yeah, Duke died in the beginning.
Yeah, he was the best person in the entire movie.
The only thing I like about G.I. Joe Retaliation is the beginning. When this nigga's like, he's on the mic and he's talking like he's being raided or whatever, and it's him getting shot at by like little girls. And then there's another part where they're playing Xbox and he's like, I can't do nothing. My guy's just spinning around in circles. Like,
I know before the podcast, Mallet, I don't think you were in here, but me and TrX were talking about this year for games.
Oh yeah, how they're garbage.
Yeah, and how there's not,
There's like 6 good games that came out this year.
Games. What do you? What do you think about the games and everything?
I think right now when it comes to gaming, it's going to kind of be at a standstill. I think people are trying to be innovative.
Mm-hmm.
In being innovative, you got to fill in that time or that space with something else.
Right.
That's why we're seeing a lot of remakes. That's why we're seeing a lot of remasters. I think that people are trying to create that next big game. and it's just gonna take a while before it's done. We're not gonna see anything major. I feel within the next year or so.
Yeah.
Well, Anthem comes out in February.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but think about it. Anthem's gonna be a new game. You're gonna play it. You're gonna play it for like 3 months, 4 months, and then what? 6 months, 8.
I don't know
months,
about that. If I could play Spider-Man for 4 months, I think I could play Anthem for a little longer.
I mean, you're always gonna get into a game that keeps you entertained for a really long time. Me, I like to play a lot of different games, so I'm always looking for a good RPG game to play alongside of a good MMO game or a good sports game. You're always going to have your Maddens, your NBA 2Ks, your MLB baseball. That's probably never going to end. But as far as games like The Last of Us, I hope someday we get Days Gone. I don't know when. It's supposed to be like 2 years ago.
Wait,
you guys even a game?
What's Days Gone?
What?
What's Days?
What? What?
Days Gone. You don't know what Days Gone is?
Okay, hold on.
I just found that you can buy it on Target.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can buy everything on at Target.
Delivered on or shortly after April 26th.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So Days Gone is a game where you're by yourself. It's kind of like survival mode in the world of zombies. It's post-apocalyptic zombie world. And you got to do certain missions. It's kind of an open world game, but there's times where you're like being chased down by a horde of like 100 zombies, and you got to stay alive. So the world, the map, the environment is literally open to you. While you're running, you can like chop down a fucking whole thing of logs to crush the zombies. You can turn on a truck, start the truck, jump out of the truck and use the truck and get out, shoot it so it blows up and kills the zombies. Like the whole map, the whole world is interactive. But it's hordes and hordes. I can't believe you guys never heard of this game.
I've heard of it.
It's been coming out, it's supposed to come out 2017. And in E3, they finally gave us a release date of April 2019.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been postponed for 2 years, so I don't know. But Days Gone is a game I've been waiting for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm excited about? Third Spider-Man DLC.
Oh, gosh.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Spider-Man
kidding.
DLC right now.
Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, I just got Last of Us Remastered. I need to play through that.
Bruh.
that game is dope.
I've beaten that game twice. Both times I cried at the end.
Don't.
The Last of Us?
Yes!
Cried at the end?
Oh, my girlfriend.
Tell your girlfriend to not make fun of me.
Hey, I actually I know this is completely different, but Rocksteady, do y'all know who Rocksteady is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's people who made the Arkham games.
Yeah.
They have officially confirmed they are not working on a Superman game.
Yeah, I heard that there was a rumor, and they were like, no, womp womp, it's a lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not
like
surprised.
They squashed that rumor fast.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be dope to get a good Superman game. We haven't really gotten a really good Superman game, I guess.
Yeah, we never have.
But I don't think we ever will. I mean, to be honest, it's kind of like saying, let's get a live Dragon Ball Z movie. Like,
yeah.
Let's get a real action. No, that's not happening. There's too much Superman does to make it realistic to be in a Superman game.
Mm-hmm.
Just too much computer. You know what I mean? This dude has every superpower under the sun except for psychosis and telekinesis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The thing is, it's just Superman is just too OP for a game. That's what I think.
I mean, imagine, okay, so like Spider-Man, like TrX can tell you, like Spider-Man, when you're playing the game,
Yeah.
you can do things that you don't even think Spider-Man can even do in the comic book
Yeah, I'm
or
actually
in a
playing it
movie.
right now.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
imagine being Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a laser eye one dude with heat ray while I'm freeze frosting the other one at the same time.
I
Like,
know.
you can never do that in real life, but you can do that in a video game.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make it happen without something glitching, without it getting all pixelated or skipping? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, like you said, I think he's just too OP. I think it's just too much. You can't really
Yeah.
do.
One
There's
thing,
no way to go trick.
Yeah.
one thing that I've thought of before for like part of a very 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 small part of a Superman game that I think would be pretty interesting is like, so Superman doesn't kill people, and like if he fights just like regular little crime, he has to hold back. So in a Superman game, one of the things that should be kind of an addition to it is like you have to charge up your attacks, but like if you charge it up too much, you'll kill somebody, and that's not good for Superman, and you can like lose. So that you have to like get that perfect thing in there, so it makes you feel more like Superman having to hold back and stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
I feel
I just think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that. That makes sense. That's actually a pretty good idea.
yeah, but then like the thing
I
about
just-
Superman is that all his powers are available at any given moment. So you're
Yeah.
kind of restricting the actual
Yeah, I think that's a
nature
good
of
idea.
Superman.
It would be hard to implement it. That's the
Like you
thing.
can't limit Superman, but at the same time, you don't want to have free reign. Like I understand where TrX is coming from,
Yeah, me
but
too.
like just the complication of it, just like I said, it's like it's just so much in the game itself. The flying, the super speed, the super strength, the eyes, the breath. I mean, he can create tornadoes with his hands. Like
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. Like nobody should be, not even an alien should be able to do that. Like we have one character in Marvel. Her name is Storm. That's it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I
I
just.
see where you're coming from.
But I think that if you're gonna create a Superman game and be able to have all the powers and everything available at one time, you gotta create a universe along with that. So the Superman game that you would be playing probably shouldn't even take place on Earth. You know what I mean? It should be like
Yeah.
he's on Darkseid's planet, on Planet Apocalypse, where they're just destroying stuff is just normal for them. So
Mm-hmm.
like when you're playing in like a city like that, that concept to me of like how do these people rebuild all the time? Like buildings are getting smashed. Like wouldn't you just get tired of that? Like being in a major city, you know? So I don't know. I just think that if the next Superman game, if there is one, it should be outside of Earth. It should be something that's more like probably an RPG adventure game, more than just I'm just gonna beat up people, beat up a few bosses until this person dies, and then move on to you know what I mean? Like I'm so done with the monotonous superhero games.
Yeah.
And Spider changed all of that.
Oh, definitely. Spider-Man has definitely changed it.
You know,
It's
like
the Iron Man.
Spider-Man to me, like just to have a Grand Theft Auto version game of like a superhero version, that is dope. Open world, do whatever, you know, task you want to do or whatever mission you want to do. You don't have to play the actual game. You can just go fight crime. Like you don't even have to play the game. You can just do what Spider-Man actually does. You can just fight crime. That's it. And that be your gameplay for like 6 hours, you know?
Yeah.
You can't do that in any other superhero game. That concept needs to change. Like, I think
Yeah.
they need to start doing things. Superman is Superman. Like, Batman is Batman. When they did those Batman games, that was just Arkham was
so
just
cool.
a whole different set of rules, period, when it came to Batman. To me, it was like literally watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
The fighting, the gadgets, the looking for things, the studying your surroundings or having to investigate an area. Like, you became Batman.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It's
like in all these other games, you're just playing
mm-hmm.
a character. In Spider-Man, you're actually
Yeah, you're
engulfed
actually
in the
Spider-Man.
game.
It's great.
Jeez,
Yeah.
guys, y'all are talking about Spider-Man so much.
You know what, TrX? you should just enjoy this moment.
Yeah.
And that's it. Just enjoy it. That's all I'm gonna say for you right now.
Yeah, just enjoy it while we talk about your favorite thing.
Well, y'all have been talking. I've been thinking of a Superman game that would not be able to come out anytime soon, but I think it'd be cool with the Superman game where like you could go to like you'd have the entire planet, like not just in a city, but like the whole planet, and like if you fight someone like I don't know who's strong enough to punch Superman around the world.
Doomsday.
Yeah, just fight Doomsday, and he punches you, and all of a sudden you're in Asia. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But that
It'd be
comes
fun.
to the concept of what kind of game would that be? Like, is it
That
gonna
would be an RPG adventure.
Because like
Yeah.
I'm just there's like Borderlands to me. Like, I mentioned that game a lot because it was so innovative. We would never have another Borderlands game or anything come close to that kind of genre of game where it's an RPG first person shooting game.
Borderlands 4.
Like if there is one.
There is.
I mean, I'm gonna get the VR just so I can play Borderlands 2.
Wait, they have Borderlands VR?
Borderlands 2 VR, yeah, they do. It came out.
Oh my god.
Ago.
Ooh.
And the VR is on sale right now. Like, oh my god.
Who wants to buy me a VR?
I'm alright.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
Dude, Borderlands VR, I gotta play it.
Except
Borderlands is one of my favorite games.
I couldn't do it on PlayStation VR. I've heard bad things about PlayStation VR.
And I guess you can play because it's only on the PS4 VR.
Oh, really? It's not on PC?
Yeah. Nope, I haven't heard anything about it being on PC.
Oh,
The commercial shows them playing it on the PS4.
Was Borderlands even on the PC?
Yeah, it is. I have all the Borderlands on PC.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's on PC and Xbox.
I've never played them on PC.
Okay.
Me neither. I played everything on PS4.
Wait,
PS3.
they're on PC? Wait, they're on Xbox too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's right. Never mind.
Were you thinking of a different game?
No, my I want to say it was my brother got it, but he got it on the PS3, and we used to just play the Xbox, so I just assumed it was only on the PS3. And then I remembered a friend had it on Xbox, so never mind.
Let's have a talk real quick about the first Borderlands trophies. There is one trophy on there that I could never get, and it's the stupid trophy where you have to play with a Gearbox, or is it Gearbox? Is that the company? I think it is. With a Gearbox employee or someone that's played with a Gearbox employee. Bruh.
What?
What?
There was a trophy where you had to play like online with a Gearbox employee. I think that's the name of the company.
Yes, that's the name.
Yeah, you had to play with a Gearbox employee online, or you play with somebody who has that trophy.
Ooh.
And that I couldn't get it.
Stupidity.
What?
That's just dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that is pretty dumb.
unless you know the people directly or follow them, how will you? You know what I mean? And like, Twitter wasn't really big back then.
Well, you had to just randomly get in a match with them.
How?
Wow, that's like impossible.
Yeah.
Because
And-
Borderlands wasn't like, it wasn't that kind of game that you were gonna play online all the time. You can play with your friend. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
It was a friend game, not a go online and find random
it's not
people.
an online game. It was literally a physically, you had to be sitting next to me co-op game.
No,
Yeah.
you could do online.
Yeah,
That's how I
but
played with my friends.
I always had more fun when people played with me. Like, I couldn't play online with people. It was just frustrating.
The online was super broken. There was this glitch where your mics would get super delayed, and so the way you had to fix it was you would just have to keep saying, "Tell me when you can hear me. Tell me when you can hear me." And as soon as they say, "I hear you," you both stay quiet for about 5 minutes. Then you say, "Tell me when you hear me," and it might be fixed.
Oh,
And that's the only way you could fix it, and it was so annoying.
I played online twice and was like, nope, I am done. Never doing this again. Like, I literally shot a bullet and it got stuck in the air. Like, I was really able to walk away and like go in front of my own bullet and look at it.
Who
I
wants
was
to
like,
help? Who wants to help me platinum Borderlands pre-sequel?
if
I'm
you're doing it on
alright.
PS4, I'm down with that.
It is on PS4.
When's that? Is that out?
Yeah, it's out.
Oh.
It's been out for a long time.
Oh.
That's the one where you gotta collect your air.
Yeah, the most annoying trophy in that game is Claptrap Special, the random thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to. He is the only person that for their specific trophy, you have to get him to a high level, and you have to get his certain skills that give him all of the different variations, and then you have to activate his skill to where you get every single variation. And some of them just don't pop up. And some of them have super strict, like, this has to be happening while this is happening, and this is also happening. And then you use it and it works.
Yeah, they got like timed trophies. Like, it just makes no sense.
It's so
But
annoying.
it's a fun game. It's fun
very
game.
fun. I love that game. Borderlands 2, I think, is my favorite.
Yeah, it's the best one to me.
Yeah, it's also the one I've played the most because that's the only one I've successfully platinumed.
What I like about
You,
Borderlands 2.
that was creepy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It
God.
sounded like you got real close to your mic
Yeah.
in a breathy voice, like, what I like about it. That
It got
was
really deep.
terrible.
Stop, yo.
Yeah, that was
I
scary.
put my headset on. That's why.
Oh, okay.
I switched to my headset because my girl's about to play some Skyrim.
God. That
Oh,
was
God.
terrifying.
Yeah, I was like, what the? I didn't know if I was the only one who noticed or.
See, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Why is
It's
your girl
okay.
playing Skyrim?
She loves that game.
I platinumed it in a week. I'm pretty
Wow.
proud of that.
That means you have no life.
Hey, I
Skyrim?
had a week off school, or actually, I think it was during the summer. Yeah, and I had a contest with somebody to see who could platinum it first, and I won because I abused the game.
Did you get
Yeah, she
anything?
started all over from the beginning.
The level 50 trophy was my last one, and I used the illusion kind of cheese where if you go far enough in one of the DLC, you could choose a power that gives you unlimited mana. So what you do is you activate the power, pick something up with telekinesis, then fast travel,
Oh,
and it levels your illusion up to 100 like immediately.
I've
And
never played Skyrim, just so you know.
neither have I.
What?
Oh, go home, TrX. I don't even want to hear that. I don't even want to hear you say it with that
How have you
My
not played
voice.
Skyrim? No,
Yeah.
Skyrim.
I'm not an Elder Scrolls fan at all whatsoever.
See,
So when I heard this Elder Scrolls Skyrim, I said nope, nope, nope.
I've never. Well, I played a little bit of Oblivion. I didn't like it though, and I never touched the other three. But Skyrim is great. Have you played Fallout 4?
I've never played any other Fallout games.
Same.
What? Ah, y'all are
See?
killing me.
We be on the same path. I don't know where you at, TrX.
Y'all
I
are
don't know where
killing
you
me.
at. There's a lot of games I haven't played. Like
Yeah. Same.
me and my girl are two separate sides of video games. Like she's into Fallout. She's played like all of the Far Cries and stuff like that. I've never played any of that.
Bruh,
I've
get off my podcast. Bring your girlfriend in. I want to talk to her.
I've never played. I wasn't into those games. I just weren't into them. Just like,
I love Far Cry 2.
and then like I've never played Dead Island.
Oh, same.
Oh my god. Bruh, y'all are both never on here again.
Dude, I was
wish.
Assassin's Creed. I was always
I
like I
can
told you, I was
understand
into
that.
single player games that had like infinite amount of time to play. Like I was just
All of these are single player games that have infinite amount of time to play.
yeah, but
That's
they're
true.
boring to me. There's the difference.
I don't see how Fallout. Well, I can't say that. I didn't like Fallout 3, but I was a lot younger when I played it, so I might like it now. Fallout New Vegas was fun. Fallout 4 is completely different than any of the other Fallouts. I mean, I was going to describe it as Skyrim with guns, but you never played Skyrim. And I was going to describe Skyrim as Fallout with swords, but
Yeah,
I've
finally
seen
played
people
it.
play Skyrim for like years. I've sat down
Yeah,
and watched
same.
people play, and I'm like, I just can't do it. It's not me. Like, I need a third person view. I need something more adventurous.
you can make it. You can
This
make it third
thing-
person.
I know you can. I know you can. Like, that's what she was just saying to me too. She's looking at me like, I'm like, yeah, but I just can't do this game. It just seems too boring.
Your girlfriend's
And I
going to be on
watch,
the
I sit
podcast
her,
next week.
I sit here and I watch her play all the time. I just don't ever play, so ever.
Jeez. Next week, we're having a Skyrim and Fallout podcast.
Yep, I'm not gonna be here
I
next
will not
week.
be part of that. Sorry.
That's fine. I'll DM your girlfriend and I'll ask her.
Yep, because I don't know jack about any of that.
Neither
Bro,
do I.
oh my
I'm not.
god.
Nope.
Skyrim is just one of those games that I assume everybody has played.
Listen, I've been saying I was gonna play Skyrim for like the last 6 months and still haven't played it.
Play it.
At
It's
all.
on. It's next to you.
It's downloaded in the PlayStation. All I gotta do is hit X. And I never
Exactly.
do. I just can never come to hit that button every time I see Skyrim.
Just take the leap. Have your girlfriend hit the button for you.
That is a dangerous leap to take, buddy.
No, it's not. It's fine. I mean, you might forget what time it is like a few hours in, but
Nah. Nah. I don't know. It's like to me, it reminds me of playing damn, what was that? I can't remember the name of that Zelda game. Majora's Mask, was it? Where it was just
Yeah.
like you're just running and running and running and there's nothing but just running. That's how I feel about Skyrim.
there's
need to
fast
get-
travel.
I need to play the Zelda games.
You gotta earn your fast travel. You just don't get fast travel.
Yeah, you do.
It's like like you remember when you played the first Assassin's Creed and you traveled on horse from one city to the other for the first time. You were like, yeah, this is dope. Like, oh, this is amazing. You get to travel. And then you
Wait,
had
the first Assassin's Creed game?
yeah, the very first Assassin's Creed
Oh.
game. And you get on that horse and you go to travel to, I think is what, Bethlehem or Bethel, something like that. So you go and you travel, it's like all the way on the other side of the map. And you're killing people on the way. You get caught a few times and you gotta survive. It's fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you do your little stupid mission, and then they send you back to where you came from. You're like, no, I don't
Yeah.
want to go back. There's no fast travel. You gotta horse it. Like,
Yeah, you have to horse it.
like I got tired of that in Assassin's Creed at a certain point too. So I can't. Just Skyrim's just a bunch of running, and you gotta talk to everybody.
Yeah,
And
I've just heard that people get too into the game, and I don't know if I want to give up 2-3 years of my life to Skyrim. You know?
you see, I feel you on that. I have the same, apprehension. Is it worth 6 months of my life?
Yeah. Is it? Probably
My
not.
girl's vigorously saying yes, it is. I don't know about that.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Like,
But because I've wanted to buy it, but my friend who, played it forever said that it's either you really like it or you hate it. And I don't want to, spend $60 on it and hate it.
so I already
So,
feel like I don't like it that much,
yeah.
so it's not worth my time to put into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But
So,
to each his own. Everybody has their video games.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why there's all these video games out there. People race, people play hockey. I
Yeah.
don't think I could ever do that. Play hockey and soccer.
Yeah.
That's just a little out there for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really play sports games anymore like that.
Yeah, I got tired of them. They just become boring.
Yeah. I mean, it's only fun if you play a team against a friend, but I don't need
Yeah.
to buy the every single year to do that.
I haven't stopped playing fighting games like Street
I've never
Fighter
been
and
able to get
Dragon
into
Ball
fighting.
Z. I stopped all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to stop Dragon Ball Z because if I didn't, I'd probably be blind by now. But every other fighting game, they just became boring
I
and
understand.
monotonous.
Yeah, I
And
get that. I
yeah,
just think the games are just gonna be after.
That's what I fear about video games, though. Like in general, like with movies right now, the only thing we as movie fans have to look forward to is the next Marvel movie, or
Honestly.
when the new next Alien or Predator movie comes out. Other than that, I feel like everything's a remake.
Yeah, I mean, even Star Wars. I mean,
Yeah, I feel I'm afraid of video games becoming the same way. Oh, let's try to remake Sonic,
yeah.
or let's do a new version of the old school Mario game, or
Mhm.
What are we
I
talking
don't.
about?
Remakes of games.
Wow, you see, this is the host of the podcast. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
I was getting yelled at. I had to go.
Wow,
Yo, now you're getting yelled at on your own podcast.
unbelievable.
I mean,
What a
I'm your
wonderful
boss.
host.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Just because you're my
I'm-
boss doesn't mean I can't kick you off the podcast, buddy.
Yeah, let's kick them off. Let's go to our own channel, Mala, just us two.
Even Squish has to ask my permission to be on this podcast. Isn't that right, Squish?
But I mean, he just says it just to be not Canadian.
Wow.
Yeah, he says a lot of things just to.
I
He says that 'cause
tried to
Squish
call
is
out Squish to
why.
talk, but
No, he doesn't like talking. Squish was just trying to be nice. If you said no, he hasn't done it.
I did say no.
Yeah, exactly.
I can talk.
Oh,
He appears.
Took a little bit. I had to unmute many mics, but I'm here.
See?
And now you have all learned the secret that Squish is always here,
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
but he
He
is.
is always here.
Yeah,
Quietly
he's just a little
lurking.
shy boy.
And I'm not on the podcast, so.
Yeah, that too.
You're always on the podcast. You're here.
I guess.
Whoever's in this channel is in the podcast.
So he's
Oh, yeah.
always just that guy lurking in the corner in every podcast.
Pretty much.
Who
One
was
day,
it?
if we ever have a live podcast, he just always needs to be sitting in the corner silently until we ask him something.
Yeah, and he has
about
to
this
see
one
like
day thing?
they have to see him. I mean, they just have to see him just sitting in the corner silently.
Like slightly off frame, only half of him showing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and he's like starts like crying.
It's
'cause
like
he's so
it's like in the
sad.
movies they just show the elbow, just the
Yeah.
elbow.
Oh god. All right, well, I think that brings this podcast to a close. We're being
I'm still
censored on
not playing
time.
Skyrim.
You're gonna play Skyrim.
No, I'll play Skyrim when you finish watching Batman.
Oof.
How
Is
does
that a bet?
That's a bet.
Wait,
I'll
Batman?
watch it tonight.
Wait, which Batman?
The very first Michael Keaton Batman.
Oh, I've
Like,
seen that movie.
He's never watched it.
That's on Netflix. I've seen it.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
What?
I think they got all of them right now.
What's it called?
It's just Batman.
Oh my gosh.
That
Well-
and Batman and Robin. I haven't seen Batman and Robin because I know it's terrible, so I don't watch it.
I hate that's when Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? When he plays Mr. Freeze.
Uh-huh.
And then was it George Clooney's Batman?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's the bat nipples.
I don't see
Horrible.
it on here.
It
I see
was at least a
Speed
couple months
Racer.
ago. That's has nothing to do with Batman.
I'm just saying. Ghostbusters 2?
Yo, that is classic right there.
Ghostbusters. I thought Ghostbusters 2 was bad.
No, that was the great. Oh my gosh.
I've never seen Ghostbusters 2.
What?
Hey, I've seen the first one.
You see, listen, hold up. Before I dedicate like a year of my life to the Skyrim game, I'm gonna make
Hey.
a list of like 100 movies you need to watch, and you got to get through like 30 before I even think about pressing the X button on my controller.
You can't see that. You can't say that because I platinum Skyrim in a week.
And that doesn't mean anything to me.
Thank you all for
Doesn't
coming to the
mean-
podcast. We get it. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
thank
Oh
you.
yeah, we were ending.
Yeah. We don't
Oops.
care about Skyrim anymore. We don't care. Thank you all.
See y'all later.
Yeah. We all get it about you and your Skyrim.
I'm trying to find the Batman movie and I really can't.
That
Okay,
is the
doesn't matter.
greatest ending to a podcast ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Mm,
That was
yeah.
fantastic.
Thank you all for coming.
I just want to point out it's still not over yet.
I know. Thank you all for coming. Follow us on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Go block TrX SoLuTiOnZ on Twitter. Go follow Malad. Go follow Squish Together. And yeah. I mean, those are the best things you can do.
Still trying to find Batman.
Oh, my
I'm
gosh.
trying to stop laughing because that was funny.
Yeah,
What?
it was.
That was
I think
awesome.
it's like every week, TrX is like, okay, well, we're gonna end the podcast, and then Malad about at least 10 minutes about whatever it was you were talking about.
It's still going. It's not over yet.
All right. Well, looks like we got some other stuff to talk about.
But really though, I can't find the Batman movie. Is it just called Batman?
It's
Yes.
just Batman.
All right, well,
Batman,
it's not on Netflix.
the Batman,
It was
just
at one
Batman.
point. It was on Netflix.
How long ago was that?
It may have been
Yes.
months ago.
Colton.
Yes.
Yes, Colton. It was supposed to end.
Thank you all for coming to the podcast. Thank you so much. We'll make sure
Oh,
that
God.
come see us next week, same time, and we'll start at the same time, but definitely will not end at the same time.
No. We don't know when we're gonna end.
Yeah,
just
we don't
end.
even know.
These podcasts are getting longer and longer.
One day they're gonna be like 7 hours. Could you imagine?
Hey,
I'm just saying.
it's the first
One day
Catwoman
we're gonna
movie.
be doing this in the same room, sitting on a sofa in front of some mics, being recorded live.
Yeah.
And I don't,
You know
it's
what,
not going to be that far from now.
Malad? You know, if I were to take what you said out of context, it'd sound really creepy, like
Porn.
super creepy.
Why? You see, why everything's got to be taken out of context?
Well, I'm just
Why
saying. I
can't it
mean,
be
you
just
said.
taken within
Here's
the
what you said.
context?
You said if
You
we
said-
were recorded on a sofa.
He did not say on a sofa.
He said if we were on a sofa, we would be recorded and
Chilling with
Just
mics
chilling.
in front of us.
with
Like,
mics
we
in
be
front of
talking,
us.
being recorded.
It just
Like,
sounds
we're-
weird.